5 or 6 hours after he had got started, and I was like, how did you get all this sheetrock up in that minaret by yourself? He said, wallahi, don't worry about it. You were here now, so help me get the rest of it up. But we had a conversation, a very serious conversation about our children. Sisters, let me tell you something about these children. One of the biggest problems that I have come to see with our community, the biggest challenges upon us, is they don't see themselves in this community for the future. And Imam Muhammad said once that having a future means to be able to see yourself. I understand why some may not want to come to the masjid. And it's on us to create an environment for them. And right now, the door of, I say this in a good way, don't pronounce takfur on me. This is the environment for innovation, healthy innovation. For us to create an atmosphere, an environment for our children to see themselves in the future. The world is going all out. They got all the weapons drawn to stop our children from becoming the best human beings that they could be. Imam Muhammad, he said in this particular lecture, this is the lecture, being true to your label. We talking about your label as a human being, right? Being true to your label. Keep your identity before you. And keep the true meaning of identity before you, not just as a name, because names are just in the air, unless you can just grasp the full meaning of what the name represents. Now he's talking about this name, Muslim. Muslim. People ask me, those who feel comfortable talking about, who really want to know, who are really sincere, they ask me, well, what does Muslim mean? And normally we tell them one who submits to the will of Allah. But they don't understand that language. They like pre-K. So you don't have to address them like they're a pre-K student. Speak directly to the intelligence in them. A Muslim is one who conforms to the nature and obedience in which who Allah created them in. This is a Muslim. So now you open up a vast wealth of thinking space for them. Now they have to start thinking. Because I'm telling you, these words are contaminated. They are loaded. They are loaded. You say Muslim in a room of non-Muslims, and I guarantee you 50 people will have 50 different definitions of what a Muslim is. One who conforms. See, Muslim is one who submits. So by nature, we all have the ability to conform. We do it. Some of us conform to things that are not conducive to our Muslim identity, right? Some of us are able to hold it intact. But one who conforms to the nature, the fitrah that Allah created everything on this pattern, the nature and the identity or the nature in which Allah has created us on, that is the pattern of what a Muslim is. And you can't do nothing but be obedient once you acknowledge that. Obedience comes from that. Obedience is not just a word that's thrown out there, brothers and sisters. But this confirmation is predicated upon our willingness to obey. This is what made Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam the excellent human model. His obedience made him qualified for receiving the revelation of the Quran. It wasn't Bani Hashim. It wasn't the Quraysh. His obedience to Allah, even before scripture was given to him, he obeyed what was in him. Now you have to think back and ask yourself as a student, how was that possible? Nobody taught him how to obey Allah or to obey the nature Allah put in him. Allah says in the Quran, libasu taqwa dhalika al-khayr. Libasu taqwa dhalika al-khayr. That the best dress is the dress of taqwa. Now this is the first dress that Adam had. Taqwa. This regardfulness for your creator. People talk about religion is a loaded term. So you gotta excuse these terms when you're talking to people because they already have a preconceived understanding of it. And there's a book by Jonathan Haidt that I'm reading called The Righteous Mind. Why people are divided between religion Politics and Education. It's a good book too that you should check out. But he talks about it's harder to get to lead people on an idea or anything else when you try to address what has already been established in them as a definition. He calls it in the book, speak to their elephant. And in terms, he was comparing the rider and the elephant. And he said, which one is more important, the elephant or the rider? You have to read the book to actually understand that the elephant is more important. Because that's the man wouldn't be on him if he didn't have importance, right? The man's just going to use this massive animal to do the work that he needs done. But he can't do the work. But if you speak to the elephant have a language too. Just like a horse have a language. You put it in his mouth. And you get the horse to do the work that you want him to do. Same thing with the ox. Right? Or any other animal that we use to do massive amounts of work. My point is this. As time begins to put pressure on us, man or woman is going to be khusr. From khasra. It's going to wonder. Except for those who have faith. This is the most important thing that you should leave the Jummuah here with today. I don't care what your situation looks like. Because if I was to explain mine right at this very moment, you would start weeping for me, and I don't want you to do that. I don't need you to do that. I need you to say, get back in there, brother, and keep going. Because I don't have any flooring in my house right now. My family is displaced. I mean, we gonna make it. Well, I told my wife, I got to break. I got to go to Jummuah. I could have went up the street. My house is a masjid 2 blocks from my house. But I felt like this was more important for me. Not just because I wanted to speak and I wanted people to listen to me. Don't you know this is therapy for me? To see your face and to mention Allah's name and to pray with those who believe like me. Allahu Akbar. I ran here 40 minutes from my house for therapy. So if I can't stay and you want to talk to me, I apologize because I got to get back home and see how I'm going to get this flooring in my house so I can get my family in there before the weekend is out, inshallah. So make dua for me. So the point is this, believe, brothers and sisters. Unless we believe and begin to salih, repair those things that have become, I'm not putting any blame on anybody. All I know is as a collective effort, we got a massive amount of work to do. And it's going to take the contribution of the smallest and the biggest of us to make it happen. Allahu Akbar. So when we start to repair, that's why Imam Qasim has started to teach the Arabic class. If you have not sat in an Arabic class, particularly Imam Qasim's, you don't have to be afraid. The system that he has to teach Arabic is very relatable. I guarantee you. It will give you so much confidence after the first couple of sessions, you will think you know Arabic. And likewise, Allahu Akbar, we have a men's support meeting on Sundays, 6 o'clock. For those men who are returning citizens that have had any experience with incarceration, we welcome you to come. Because we realize that there are issues that have not been addressed, that need to be addressed in your life to help you continue to be productive, inshallah, to continue to be productive. So it's like a battery charger. You know, when this mic is a battery and there's a charger right here on the wall. The battery don't work forever. So everything has to be recharged. Jummuah is a recharge. Allahu Akbar. That's just how Allah made us. Allah is the only thing that is without being charged. You don't need any energy to be energized. His energy is forever. So I say to you, brothers and sisters, in truth and patience, patience and consistency, this is the formula. This is what the Quran gives us for progress. So don't get hung up on you being lost or drifting. We all drift at some point in time. But you have to come to the consciousness that you're drifting and you need some stability. And the stability you're going to find, I guarantee you, I may let you down. But this Quran, for 1438 years, it has sustained whole societies of people. And Muhammad the Prophet, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if you just follow the model. I'm not talking about the model that people just tell you about Muhammad. You got to go and research and study. In order to know this great man, you have to go and search him out for yourself. And I guarantee you, you will be able to identify with his times of unfortunate, with his sorrows and his distress, and you will also be able to identify with his successes and the direction for his life as a servant under Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الحمد لله رب العالمين. أقيموا الصلاة. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. Give it come, inshallah. Somebody. Thank you. لا إله إلا الله محمد رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Make sure our rows are as straight as we can get them, brothers, and that we have enough room for our sisters have plenty of room back there, inshallah. We don't have a microphone, so I'll try to speak as loudly as I can, inshallah. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين لا أقسم بهذا البلد وأنت حل بهذا البلد ووالد وما ولد لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد أيحسب أن لن يقدر عليه أحد يقول أهلكت مالا لبدا أيحسب أن لم يره أحد ألم نجعل له عينين ولسانا والشفتين وهديناه النجدين فلاقتحم العقبة وما أدراك ما العقبة فك رقبة أو إطعام في يوم ذي مسغبة يتيما ذا مقربة أو مسكينا ذا متربة ثم كان من الذين آمنوا وتواصوا بالصبر وتواصوا بالمرحمة أولئك أصحاب الميمنة والذين كفروا بآياتنا هم أصحاب المشأمة عليهم نار مؤصدة. الله أكبر. سمي الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم